Yo, this is it. I'm Mr. Fade, and you're listening to Attack of the Beats on IllMuzik.com. Sorry for the delay this week. You probably can tell I have a bit of a blocked nose and sore throat, and I guess, it's that time of year or whatever, but, yeah. I mean, I was going to try to do this the other day, but I really couldn't do it. I was like, fuck this shit. But anyway, so today's the first day I can finally get used to it. Recording like this, I don't know. My voice sounds like this too. I don't know what to say. Yeah. Hello. Yeah. All right. So just testing it out, man. I mean, yeah, it sucks, man. I hate that. I mean, what are people on the radio stations doing stuff? Or people with podcasts or whatever? What are they doing when they get a sore throat? I mean, they just can't work or what? I don't know. But anyway, so here we are. Going to do another 5 beats and 5 reviews. And we'll kick it off right away. And first up, we got Too Slick with Find Ya Some Business. Let's check it out.
Too Slick on the beat. All right. Okay, so that was Too Slick with Find You Some Business. I like those keys at the beginning, man. Well, I mean, all the way through, but the keys at the beginning, I really like that shit because it's nice and smooth. It's got like an eerie type sound to it as well and all that. And but right off the bat, though, you had the it sounded like the 808, that 808 percussion sound. It sounds like that. I think that's what it is, right? But that's it's a good sound, but it just doesn't blend with those keys. I would just get rid of that because the keys can really stand on their own. I don't think you really need to have that 808 percussion thing. I mean, I could be wrong. It could be another type of sound, but it sounds like that sound of the 808 there. And so, yeah, I would just 86 that or whatever. And the 808, it fits well. It's just that, again, a lot of times the 808, it's just very heavy, very overwhelming and all that. So in your case, it's good. It's just that you have that little breakdown part with the 808. And you can really hear it. It's really strong. Like we're talking distorted here, So just be careful on that. But other than that, though, I really like it. It's smooth, like the drums. Although the drums, they had them in stereo. So and a lot of times, it's okay if you do that, but you got to make sure it's like the same thing in the last episode. I mean, I was talking about that where you got to make sure that everything's blending properly and stuff, not just sound wise, but you just have to make sure that it's all fitting in within the same realm, let's say, because you have these drums are in stereo and the rest doesn't sound necessarily in stereo. So in your case, those drums, I would have put them not maybe mono, I don't know, but at least just make them so they're not so much in stereo, because it just doesn't sound like it goes too well with the keys in that case. But other than that, though, the beat itself is nice. I like it, but like I said, just the main thing is just to get rid of that 808 sound, that percussion sound. I can't remember what it's called there, but anyway. But other than that, though, I like the beat. I like those keys. Very nice. All right, so next up we got 180 Daz with Screams. Let's check it out. All right. Okay, so that was 180 Daz with Screams. Now this one's really interesting because listening to that sample, I was like, fuck, where's this guy going with this? I don't know. But it's actually, it's funny because that sample, I'm listening to it and I'm trying to think of like how I would flip that, and honestly, I would just take the violin that's on the right there, just take the violin, isolate that, loop it, and then have the female vocal, just have that, sparsely here and there, just have it, but very subtle, have it here and there and stuff. And because what you did, I give you props on trying to use that sample. It's good and all that, but I just don't think that it really works, because you have like this, trap type of drum track, and then you've got, the vocals playing over and over again. And it's funny because it's just like, it's such a good sample. I just think all you need to do is just rework it, really. I mean, if you just play with the samples a little better, I think it would be a lot better the beat. Because really, honestly, I want to flip that. It sounds nice. You got the violin, you got the vocals. It's just the way you use it. That's it. Because, you could use vocals like that, like you just loop it or whatever, but it's just that it's because it's so loud, those vocals, you don't want to loop it over and over like that, especially if you're going to have like some, some kind of rapper on top of this, let's say, you're not going to be able to use that because it's too loud, right? It's going to blend in with his vocals or her vocals. So anyway, I just think that honestly, all you need to do is just take that sample. It's a dope sample, and just rework it. Really, just chop it up a little more and see what you can come up with. Because, like I said, I would just take that violin, loop that, and have the vocal, just a little part of the vocal here and there throughout the beat and stuff, and then add some other instruments, and there you go. The drum track's fine. It's just that it's like a trap type style or whatever, and that's cool. But I just don't think it really blends with that sample, the way you flipped it and stuff, So I think, you just need to rework that shit, because that's the only thing, really. It's a dope sample. Nothing else to say, really. But just rework it and see what else you can come up with, So, all right. So next up, we got Bottle Captain with Sun Flipper. Let's check it out. All right. Okay, so that was Bottle Captain with Sun Flipper. This is a dope track. I like this shit because it's tight, you know, it's bouncy, it's a fun type beat, you know. I mean, it sounds like a summer type beat actually, you know. And this is the type of beat that you can play on its own. That just sounds dope, or you can have some vocals on top. It just works all around, really. I mean, you got what I really noticed right off the bat was the bass line, because it blends in really nice. I mean, a lot of times, you know, guys are just I don't know, maybe just guys are afraid to play with the bass line, really, and to have a bass line, because, you know, sometimes you hear beats, there's just no bass. I mean, and that's okay, but, you know, sometimes you just need a bass line and it makes a big difference. And I think a lot of guys, they just don't really know how to really use it and stuff. So, you know, that's something that people have to really work on a lot, is the bass, because it makes a big difference. In your case, it's nice because it's not loud, it's not overwhelming, it just sits nice in the mix. You got a nice drum track just sitting there. I like the mix because you got things panned properly and all that. You know, later on when you bring in, about halfway through, you brought in the little synth part, a little synth lead on top and stuff, and that was okay. I liked it, but it blended well. But I wasn't crazy about the sound of the synth, but still, it blended nicely with everything else. But other than that, it was just a fun beat. I like that because you could just go whichever way you want with this beat, and it's kind of like borderline dance, let's say, you know, kind of like a borderline dance beat or whatever. So really, you could do a lot with this beat. So props on the beat, some dope shit, and keep doing it like that, man. Keep doing it. All right, so next up we got DJ Disconnected with Skrilla Machine. Let's check it out.
Purchase your tracks today. 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 Purchase your tracks today.
All right. Okay, so that was DJ Disconnected with Skrilla Machine. Now, I like this because the mix. It's a nice mix. Okay, it's put together really well. You know, it's a trap type beat, and you have the bass, which is heavy, but it's not too heavy. It fits well. It sits in well in the mix and all that stuff. And I think that the main thing I didn't like was the snare. I'm not a big fan of those types of snares, really. You know, I mean, I'm not a big fan of necessarily, like, you know, just straight up like acoustic snares or whatever either. But electronic snares, I mean, sometimes they're just too electronic, you know. So, I mean, you can use them, but, you know, I mean, I use them sometimes, but, you know, I layer them. I layer them with something else that's not electronic and stuff. And I think, you know, I mean, I know that's the style of beat you're going for and all that, and that's fine. But I just think that, you know, it just could be, you know, just altered a bit, or maybe just EQ it somewhat, because it's just too, it's very like dead center, smacking me in my brain, you know what I mean? It's like I can really feel it right dead center and stuff. So if you're gonna use those, I would just, you know, make sure you just tweak it a bit, maybe bring down the volume just slightly or whatever. But other than that, I really like the mix. It's a nice beat. I like the piano, and at first I was like, I'm waiting for the beat to drop because it just feels like the way you have your drum pattern, it just feels like I'm waiting for the actual drum pattern to drop, but then I realized, oh shit, that's the way it is, and actually it's good. I like it. It turned out really well, and the piano's good. I think maybe you could have added a little something extra with the piano or whatever, because just little piano notes here and there. Maybe just something a little extra or whatever. But other than that, it was nice. And then I think it was about halfway through you brought in that scary synth type sound or whatever, and that worked. That was nice. It was a little annoying with the voice tag on top of the beat, but everybody's got to do what they got to do, right? But no, it's a nice beat. I like it. Like I said, just the snare was the main thing that really bothered me. But to each his own. But yeah, I would recommend try to layer that shit. All right, so next up we got the last beat. It's Mad for Sound with Watch Your Back. Watch it. Let's check it out. All right. Okay, so that was Mad for Sound. Well, Watch Your Back. All right, so this is a interesting beat because you have, it's funny because the drums and the music, they just kind of sound like they should be in two separate beats. I don't know, it's weird because I like the music, although it sounds a little weird, right? That music, whatever, that melody. But I just think that, it's kind of like a scary type sound or whatever. And I just think that it could work as another beat, though. Because the drum track, listen to the drum track's the best part about it. I really like that because it's a nice sounding kick and the snare, it's a nice, nice little smacking snare with some reverb. I like that shit. But I just don't think it really blends with the rest of the music. I don't think they really go together. I think if you separated them and made them as, individual tracks with something else, like another drum track for that music and some other music for that drum track, that's the way you should go or something like that, because I don't know, they just don't sound like they go too well together and stuff. But for the music, like I said, the drum track is nice. It's the best part. The music, like I said, I'm not crazy about that sound. But what really disappointed me actually was later on when you brought in, you had those strings coming in. I thought you were bringing in some actual strings because it sounds nice, but then you just cut it off. You just had like this little string part, and I was like, oh shit, like you should have kept going with that. So so maybe focus on the strings. If you're gonna keep the drum track like that, focus on the strings. Do more with that and less with those. With that melody, with those keys and stuff, I think maybe try something like that and it'd be a lot better. But no, it's just weird because I don't think I've ever heard something like that where it's just, I don't know, I just get that impression where the two should be separate, really. It's kind of weird, but yeah, do something with those strings. because they sounded nice, but they cut off after about 0.2 seconds. So do something with that shit. I want to hear that. All right, so yeah, that's it, man. All right, so that's it from me. I'm Mr. Fade. This is Attack of the Beats. Keep sending the beats in. I keep reviewing them. And my favorite beat this week, the winner is, drum roll please, Bottle Captain with Sun Flipper. Let's check it out.